Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey by subscribing. And don't forget to hit that bell notification. Thank you so much for your support, everyone. I really do appreciate it. If you have any comments or suggestions, feel free to leave it on the comment below or follow me on Instagram, and you can message me through there. So we're continuing on with the table runner. This is sort of like a nest shape, and I'm sure if you look through the playlist on my channel, you will see I have a few S shapes table runners, and this is an S shape. You can go as big as you like on this by adding these pieces are added individual. So as you can see, I know the table is small, so this is half of this shape here, and it's half of the flower. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it is, because this is pretty big. The other half we're going to create now, and then it's sewed on here. So the opposite side will be sewed on this side, so it's going to come like an S shape. So again, 4-ply 100% cotton thread, hook number 3, pair of scissors, and a small little hook to tuck in loose ends. I hope you're going to enjoy this. Now, with this table runner, I want to remind some of you is you can go as big as you like also on the flower by adding the base piece and more of your petals or your green leaves, whatever you'd like. This one is a little bit smaller than this one. This one's a little bit bigger. So I wanted to have it this way, have one side a little bit bigger than the other. It's almost like the flowers are falling all to one end on the table or anywhere you'd like to put it. So we're going to get started, everyone. Thank you again so much. Let's get started. Oh, before I forget, if you find the videos too fast for you, up top on the right hand corner, there's 3 little buttons. Press there, slow down the video to the speed you would like. Also, look ahead of the video before you create anything, because sometimes I can make a mistake or I can change up the game on the pattern. If I don't feel comfortable with something, I will change it up. So by changing it up, I have to take it down and redo it again. A lot of times, or most of the time, when I do make a mistake, I don't edit my video. I continue on through it and teach you how to fix it on the spot if it's possible. If not, then we need to take it down and restart somewhere. But for the most part, there's always ways to work around it instead of taking down rows. So make sure you watch the video a little bit up ahead before you start creating the next row, because sometimes row 8 could be one certain stitch, and I tell you we're going to do 8, 9, and 10 the same way, but it might feel weird sometimes in certain patterns, and probably in row 9 or 10, I will have to change up the game. So always watch ahead to see if I did follow through with row 7, 8, 9, 10, depending whatever row I've changed or not changed it. Okay, so we're going to get started, everyone. So don't forget, this is done by halves only. So we need 2 sections like this, and then we're going to sew it on here on this edge only, and that stays free because it stays the S shape. Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to use my white, and it's probably best that I move this one before you guys get confused on it. Slip stitch knot. Now the goal here is trying to divide this flower in half because we're only using half of it. Now because I wanted my greens to pop up a little bit out. Doesn't pop up too much. If I really wanted really out, then I would have done more of chain stitch. I will also leave the link below if you missed the flower tutorial, so you can start by the flower tutorial. I'll leave it all down in this description box. Now, like I said, because I've used this last row here with the green, and we skipped one, That doesn't make a difference. Where we skip, we didn't skip one. I think we did skip one. So we skipped one. So where we skipped one, we're going to go in. Doesn't matter where, as long as it's on that empty space. The other one I didn't, the smaller one I didn't go to the last row because it's a smaller piece. So very easy to work with. We're going to do chain 5. 1, after making the single, we do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to skip 1, which is the next free one, 2, then we have 3, so I think 3 should be okay. If not, we're going to go to 4. Let me see. So I think it's still a little bit wide. Okay. We need 8 of these, by the way. So let's do that again. 1 where I have the free space. 1, 2, 3, and then the next one here. 4. So I'm going to come into the fourth one with a single. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, chain 5, and then again, skip again. 1, 2, 3, and I'm coming into the fourth one. I need 8 of these chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And don't tighten it too much because we are skipping quite a bit here to try to at least get half of the flower done. So we're on there. 1, 2, 3, and 4th. So we're coming into the 4th one. So we're doing these little loops back here like that, okay? If you find it's pulling too much, then do 6 chain instead of 5. And if you're doing your 5, make it loose enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm not tightening my chain. I'm loosening it enough. So again, we're going to do 1, 2, 3. I'm coming into my 4th one. Like that. So we have 1 loop, 2 loops, 3 loops, 4 loops, until we have 8. That should give you more or less half of the pattern. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so we're going to turn it to the back, and I have my 8 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so we turn it to the back. We're going to go in the center here with a single and chain 3, 2 and 3. Inside of here, we're going to have 2 groups of 3 double crochet. Two chain separation and 3 more double okay. We're going to do 1 chain, and right here where we have our single, we're going to come from the back. We're going to take our thread and we're going to do and pull it to the back. We're going to do a back post so we can have a 3D double crochet in the front. 1 chain again, coming into the next loop, create your 3 double crochets, two chain separation, and we're going to do this all the way to the end. And 3 double crochet. So now we have 2 groups of 3 double crochet with 2 chain separation. 1 chain again. We're going to come here where we have the single. Okay, so we're grabbing it by the back, bring it, and doing a back post. 1 chain again. coming into the next loop and create your groups again. So if you need to rewind a bit and look again how it's done, so it's just a double crochet, back post, 2 chain separation, and 2 groups. These rows are going to be back and forth the same way. We're just going to keep adding double crochets onto the rows. Okay, so 1 chain one more time, in from the back, into the next one, grab your chain, and 1 chain again, and into the front loop here. Okay, we're going to do that until the end. So we're on the last one. We're doing the last double crochet. I'm just going to put it right in the chain here just to hold it secure so it doesn't move anywhere. We're going to turn it around, and as if you can see that is half of the flower. Okay. We turned around. We're going to go over 1 space with a slip stitch. Chain 3, and next space double crochet. We are increasing, and we're going to increase 10 rows the same way. So we started with 3, now 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. We're going to have 10 rows of these. 2 chain. Very simple to create, people. And if you wanted this S shape to have more S into it, you would just continue to create a third one like this and stitch it on the other side. Oops, and I'm making a mistake here already because I'm yapping away, not concentrating. So 2 inside again, and 1 on top of the double crochet. We're going to have 4 on each side now, okay? Leaving always the last one out, beginning out, and the last one. Chain 1. Now we're doing front post. We're coming from the front. Remember, from the back we went this way and we went this way. Now we're going to do the front way. So we're not coming in here. We're going in from here and not from the back. Okay. So we're coming in here, and it's going to give you that 3D effect to stay in the front. 1 chain. And when we're going to do the next row, then we're going to go from the back. Okay, so we're going to have this group of 4 double crochets with 2 chain separation, and we're going to repeat this until the end. I'm going to do 1 more row, this row in the beginning of the other, and then you're going to continue until you have 10 rows. There's nothing to it, and then you can cut your thread. So we have these groups like this, and you see the 3D effect. Chain 1 again, come in from the inside here, not from here. That we're going to do on the back part when we get to the next row. Chain 1 again, and skip the first one, come into the second one. So we can have the 4 double crochets. Two chain separation, 2 inside, and 2 more double crochets, 1 per space. We're going to have 8 of these because we did 8 chains in the back, remember? Okay, so now it's not showing as much because it's big. That one I did 10 rows because this is a bigger flower. I might have to go 2 more rows, 12 rows, so I can have, no, I can't do that because we need to stitch on there. It has to be to 10 rows. Sorry, don't listen to me on that part. I'm not going to add it. I'm just going to leave that stupid part on, okay? So I thought I was going to probably add 2 more rows because it's a bigger flower. But no, I can't do that because we need to add exactly the same stitch or the same rows with the other pattern. So don't pay attention to what I said. See, sometimes just, you know, making mistakes and saying stupid things. Okay, so basically, now you can't see it, but after you will see once it starts, you know, once you start stretching it out, it's just going to look beautiful. Okay, so continue on. Okay, so we've come to the end. We're just going to turn around. We're going to skip the first one with a slip stitch, chain 3, next space. So now we're going to have 5 double crochets. We are increasing 2 inside of the space. So you have your 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2 chain. We're repeating the same thing. The only thing that we're changing here is the 3D post double crochet, the position of it. Okay, and we don't do the last one. So we always skip the first one. We go into the second one with a slip stitch, and we don't do the last one here. So 1 chain. Okay, so remember on the previous row, we did the post going through here. Now we're doing it the other way. We're coming in from the back, okay? So we can have that 3D effect in the front. And 1 chain, skip the first one, going into the second one. And this is pretty easy. This is all that it is to this pattern. Two chain, 2 double crochet inside of the center here, next space. So now we got 3 double crochet, next space 4 double crochet, and 5 double crochet, and we don't do the last one. Chain 1, come in from the back into the front, bring it to the back, and do your double crochet. And again, skip the first one and continue. Now it's all, poor thing, all squashed in there, but this is how it's going to start look like. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So continue to do that, 10 rows of it. We just did 2, or 3, I should say, sorry, 1, 2, and 3, until we have 10. And then cut your thread, and we're going to proceed with the outside flowers. Okay, I'll meet you at the end of mine. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much did my 10 rows. Okay, counting from the first one here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to do the middle of the flower, you know, little stems of the flower in the center. But in order to do that, because our flower is going to be turned the other way when we start closing the flower up, we need to turn it to the back. Now, this flower I have already in a few patterns of mine, a few table runners. So for some of you, I'm sure you recognize it. For others, it's new. So we're going to start by the back part, okay? And I'll explain to the newbies why we're starting by the back part. So we go into the first double crochet here. We need to do, okay, we'll do a single. Try to hide our thread at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 3 is for the double crochet, and 2 for turning. Into the next one, double crochet. 2 chain separation, into the next one, double crochet. We're going to do this all the way to the end on this row. So very simple. 2 double crochet and into the next one. Okay, so we need this to build the little stems as you see there on the yellow. Okay, and let me check the end before I forget. So we're getting into the middle here of the pattern. We're going to continue to do the 2, and inside of here we're going to create 2. Okay, so again, 2 chain separation on the same space, another one, 2 chain separation, and going into the first double crochet here. So you're going to do that to all of them. When we're going to come to this one here, I almost forgot about that. So we're going to do our double crochet here, 2 chain, and we're going to do 1 in the middle here. I'm going to do mine through the stitch, but you can go over if you'd like. It's up to you. So I'm going to do it, and I'll get here and I'll show you. So we're going to do our double crochet here on the last one, and 2 chain. Now I'm going to come right in the center here of my stitch, but you can just go straight inside if you like, and then 1 on top of this 3D, 2 chain, and again I'm going to create another one right in here. So in order to create this flower we need 8 of these stems. 6 is for the flower and 2 is like for like the little bush separation between flowers, let's say. Okay, so again you just do 1 by 1, 2 chain separation, double crochets, coming to the center here we're going to put 2 inside with separation of 2 chain, and this is the same way all the way through to the end, so nothing to it, very simple. Okay, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay everyone, so I pretty much finished my yellow. I actually give it an extra touch to it, of course. So I put on the edge here on this one, I put a darker yellow just to sparkle it up. You can do whatever you want. You can do red inside, you can do red outside, whatever colors you want. I'm going to continue on with the green like the other one there with the flowers. So we have to turn it to the back still. And for the newbies that don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to show you why. And for the ones that are with me from the beginning and have seen these creations and have created yourselves, then you know what I'm talking about already. So I'm going to grab right onto the corner here, the first thing, just so I can solid here on the corner. Okay, so back part, we're working from the back part. Okay, people. I'm gonna come inside here of the space, trying to hide my thread. So a single right at the edge and a double crochet. So this would be like 2 already, even though this is a single. We'll consider that like a double crochet. 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one here, a single. So the same way as we started, the same way we finish it. Okay, so basically you have 4 double crochets inside and 2 singles, 1 at the beginning, 1 at the end. Going into the next space, single, double crochet, another double crochet, that's 2 double crochets, 3 and 4. With the single is 5 and another single 6. Now we need 8 of these petals. So single, double crochet, that's 2, 3, 4 and 5, and a single. Now we're going to do the 8 petals like this, and once we've done the 8 I'll come back to you on it. Okay guys, I just want to show you before you go any further with the 8 petals there. We have to have 2 petal space. So with that being said, because this obviously we're doing into a nest shape, okay, so we're still good because I have started on this side, so we're good. So what is going to happen is we are going to sew after exactly, even though there's flower here, it doesn't matter, just overlaps it. We're going to be sewing this exactly row on row with a needle and thread. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So so we're okay. I thought that I was getting confused with my with the edge here, but no stress. So we're going to continue on. So we're going to do the 8 petals. I just wanted to show you also that we will be adding it like this, you know, first row with first row, and then second row together. So we're going to line them up perfectly, and this is going to go right under here like that. And even though we have the flowers that are going to go here, it doesn't matter because they're just going to go right under our pattern there, and it's going to look as if the flowers, little petals are, and little flowers are coming out of the big one. Okay, so this is the idea of the game. And then so I just wanted to show you on there. So I have 2, 4, 6, 7, one more. And I have my 8. Those with the single. Now, because we are working on the reverse, obviously, you're going to pull a little bit of your thread. You're going to skip the first 2 petals here, and you're going to come right into the middle between the second and the third petal. Turn your pattern this way and grab your thread from the back. Just pass your thread to the front because it makes it easier for the flower to fall in place, if you know what I mean. Okay? So you're going to grab it this way. You're going to come in and you're going to do just a slip stitch on it, and then you come automatically right into the next space. Okay? Like that. And you continue to do single and then your 6 petals. So I'm at 3, 4, 5, and the 6th one is a single. And then the next space, continue on the same thing. And this is going to go all the way to the end, the same way. And then we'll stitch up at the end. Once we finish, we're going to stitch our pattern together, or sew it together, I should say. 2, 4, 5, and then one more. Now, just want to show you. So automatically, when you're working from reverse, you want your flower to face the front. That's why we're working from the back part. So we can have our flower facing forward. Because if you work from the right side, it's going to face the other way in the back. You don't want that, okay? So the 2 petals are going to stay out. Again, we're going to create 8. We're going to skip these 2 and come in between the second and the third one here to close in to build another flower. I'll come back to you on it again and show you again. Okay, so I finished doing my 8th petal, as you can see here. So if you turn it this way, you see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Again, pull a bit of your thread. You're going to skip the 2 petals here because we're having 2 petal separation between them. And you're going to come right between the second and the third one here. You're going to turn. You're going to pass this thread here to the front and grab this one here straight, so your flower is not like all twisted when you're closing with a slip stitch here. Come into the next square and again single and create your 8 petals again. I'm just going to show you. And this is what it's going to look like. Okay, so again, we're going to leave these 2 out and lock up the next one between the second and the third petal here, exactly as we did here. So we're always leaving a space of 2, space of 2. We're going to leave a space of 2, and we're going to do this until the end of our row here, and then I'll come back to you again, and then we're going to stitch our pattern together. Okay, so very simple. If you need to rewind it a bit and slow down the video a bit, then go ahead. Okay, everyone, so I'm on my last flower. So as you know, we're going to skip the 2 here. Now, I wanted to show you something. I had an extra one. I had an extra square, so I jumped 1 square. And if you have 1 or 2, you can jump also. It's not a problem because once you tie the flower together, it all tidies up. So don't worry about that. Nothing we can't fix at this point. So I skipped 1 square because I had 1 extra. And that, you know, sometimes it's common with flowers. So we're not really counting stitch here, right? So we're going to close the last one here. Now you could have, on both sides, if you wanted to do a single, might do that. I will see. Single crochet with the green just to cover up the white on the edges. I will see once I am done with the attachment of this one. So I'm pretty much just gonna make a few knots here and there going between my petals. And then go through couple more. Like this, it secures your work that it's not going to go anywhere once you wash it or whatever will not. Now I've prepared my needle and thread already. It's a pretty thick needle for crochet. Well, not crochet, but for like thicker pieces. I say crochet because I only use this needle on my pieces of crochet. Anyway, so pretty much done with that, and as you can see, we finished with the flower because on the other pattern we have the two extra here. Well, extra the 2 space. Remember, I showed you earlier. Okay, so now we are going to sew these pieces together. And what do we want to do? We want to make sure so I'm going to turn this one to the back while this one is in the front. Make sure you're not grabbing any of those pieces there. So I'm just going to grab with this one here, and I'm going to go right into this one here, so it can all line up together. And I'm just going to make a knot here, just to make sure that it's not going to come apart. So basically it's like having back to back, if you realize that. So I'm stitching on the back part. So exactly, you don't need too many stitches, just a few to get it going. So while I'm there, I'm going to pass my threads just through here like this, going back and forth on the rows. Where the row meets. Just like that. Don't need to tie it too much, but tie it enough. Come back from here. So very simple, people, nothing to it. Just make sure that you're doing it the back and forth way, so like that. Go in the center here. Right on the edge of the row here. Okay, and we're going to continue on until the end. So I'm almost reaching the end here. As you can see, I'm pretty much on the last row here. And I'm going to just pass my thread here for a knot. And one more time, I'm going to pass my thread over to make a knot. Now you can stop there, or you can still leave a little bit of rope here, a little bit of thread here, like that, and just come again to this last one here, just like that. And I'm going to come back again to it, but I'm not tying it up so much, so I'm giving it a little bit of space so it doesn't crumple up over here. And again, I'm going to make a knot. But you could have left it already where we knotted the first time, okay? So I'm going to cut it. I can find my scissors somewhere. And I'm going to go through some of the loops here just to make sure. This just goes through some of the loops without cutting it very short. And I'm going to give it a few knots here where we started even though we knotted from the beginning, but still. I'm going to give one more. And we're good to go. So here we are. I'm going to press it a bit. I'm going to take a few pictures and have it on display. And you can see how it looks like at the end, the reveal shots. I want to thank every single one of you again for being part of this journey with me. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know. And if you're creating any of my pieces, go ahead into Instagram. I'll leave everything listed below in the description box. Follow me through there. Send me your pictures, your name and where you're from. And I usually do a video with my followers' creations and put it out there to the world so people can see your creations. Okay? Thank you so much, everybody. God bless. Be kind to yourself and especially to others. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.